Okay, Jackie, how many?
I have 7, teacher.
Better. Maffer, how many?
7, teacher.
Okay. I'm just waiting for Eleonora. And then, Maffer, did you go out in these vacations?
No, teacher.
No, you didn't go.
Mm-mm.
You stay home,
Yes, with my family.
your family. Did you eat the traditional food?
Yes, romeritos y bacalao.
Oh, come on. Not many people like eating that kind of food. So it means that you really accept eating fish.
Ah, yes.
And who prepares?
My mom and my grandma.
Ah, because your grandmother really, really has a good cooking taste.
Yes.
Of course, grandmothers have this cooking taste. Okay, well, you didn't invite us. I'm very sure it's already gone.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. Why, what's going on with this? Eleonora. Okay, and so the last skill that last skills, because basically these are the last skills that we are seeing. Okay, the process of this information is a little bit different, so don't get confused if I tell you to go some pages ahead. Now I'm going to start in a vice versa form. Voy a empezar ahora de atrás para adelante. Ok, so ese es el proceso. Sí, porque si lo, cuando probamos el al revés, así de forma consecutiva, de frente para atrás, no, o sea, no, los chicos no veían el punto, no veían el avance y como que pensaban que era algo muy simple y no, lleva un proceso. Entonces, ya después, cuando empezamos a ver nosotros, y bueno, obviamente es ya de tiempo, cuál era el proceso, entonces concluimos, es que este curso, en estas eh, últimas habilidades, se empieza al revés, para que entonces tú, alumno, alumna, puedas entender cómo funciona esto. Okay. Eleonora is not going to be here with us, so we can start. Okay. So, okay. Well, let's start by testing how you will do in this kind of conversations, which, like I told you, they are longer conversations. All right. So right there in page 59, you have a conversation in the example. Are you there?
Yes,
Jackie,
teacher.
yes, are you in page 59? In Maffer?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
teacher.
okay. So right there, in the example, you have narrator questions 1 through 4. Listen to a conversation between a professor and a student. Number one, what you need to pay attention is to the title. So this conversation is maybe in a school or in a classroom, and it's between a professor and a student. So you have something indicating you what probably is the conversation about. It's about the school. Okay, great. So let's check now. Jackie, you are the man, and Maffer, you are the woman.
Hello, Professor Denton. Are you free for a moment? Could I have a word with you?
Come on in, Michael. Of course, I have some time. These are my office hours, and this is the right time for you to come and ask questions. Now, how can I help you?
Well, I have quick question for you about the homework assessment for tomorrow. I thought the assessment when to answer the first 3 questions at the top of page 65 in the text. But when I look, there weren't any question there. I'm confused.
The assignment was to answer the first 3 questions and the top of page 76, not 67.
Oh, now I understand. I'm glad I come in to check. Thanks for your help.
No problem. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so as you listen, this conversation is a bit longer. Now, in this process number 1, and in this first lesson of longer conversations, I'm going to be giving you tips. So it's important for you to note down what you have to do when you have this. And it's not difficult, the tip, right? The tip is super practical. The only is to really follow the instructions. Okay, so right there you have 4 questions. Question number 1. Who is the man? And then you have 4 possibilities. Okay, and it's the same. Who is the man? And then it's silence. It counts like 10 seconds, and automatically you have the next question. All right, so according to this, who is the man?
A student?
A student, exactly. Question 2. When does the man come to see Professor Denton? When, students? Come on, Jackie, come on, Mafer. When?
During office hours?
Okay, Jackie and Mafer.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, exactly. Remember that in this case, you have the text right there. But when it's the listening, you don't have the text. And obviously you have to hurry up in the answers. All right, you have to hurry up in the answers because that is going to give you a little bit of time for the next one. Okay, so yeah, letter D. Number 3. Why does the man come to see Professor Denton?
Book.
Book, to ask a question, and the other student?
Book,
Book,
teacher.
exactly, to ask a question. And the final conversation. What incorrect information did the man have?
Book.
Book.
Book, exactly. The page number of the assignment. Okay, gears, excellent. All right, so now, like I told you, we are going to start in a different form. Okay, so please, can you go to page 65? Are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so the skill is the number 20. The title is determine the topic. What is determine? Select. Select the topic. But now the topic has to be selected by you according to the conversation. Okay, well, then we have one example. Okay, in the example, you have man, woman, man. Again, this conversation is super short. What? Little by little, the conversation is getting longer. Okay, so let's check in the example. Maffer, man, Jacqueline, woman.
You can believe what I just go.
I bet you got that new car you've always wanted.
Maffer, Maffer.
Yes, no. How in the world did you figure that out?
Exactly. Now, in these three lines, determine the topic. What is the principal idea?
New car.
A new car, exactly, that is the topic. Yes, so right there you think the topic of the conversation is the new car that the man just got. In this case, Jackie and Maffer, what I want you to give me is a complete topic. Okay, not only one or two words. No, one or two words, including the conclusion. So what is the conclusion? The new car, the man just got. That is a complete title. So this is what you have to do now with 3 conversations to determine the topic completely. Okay, a complete idea. Maybe you are giving me 2 or 3 words, yes, and I am helping in the first occasion. The second occasion is on you completely. Okay, so allá abajito tenemos. What is the topic of conversation 1? What is the topic of conversation 2? And what is the topic of conversation 3? The conversation number 1 is short. The number 2 is longer. And the number 3 is the longest. Okay, but you have to tell me, okay, anótenla ahí en su libreta. Okay, ideas. Right there. I don't know, choose or take a piece of paper or whatever, your notebook is there. Yes, write principal ideas for you. Okay, so let's start. Give me a second, right here.
Listening Part B. Exercise 20. Listen to the first part of each of the conversations and decide on the topic of each conversation. Number 1. The first part of conversation 1 is,
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
what is the topic of conversation 1?
Come on, girls, this is super easy. What is the topic?
A new apartment?
No, it's not apartment.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, exactly. Listen.
Conversations, and decide on the topic of each conversation. Number 1. The first part of conversation 1 is,
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
what is the topic of conversation 1?
Looking for a part-time job.
Exactly. Looking for a part-time job. If you want to include extra information, yes, on campus, yes, that is also correct. Okay, so this conversation was really short. The second is longer. So, anótenle ahí, chicas. Looking for a part-time job in campus. Ready, number 2.
Number 2. The first part of conversation 2 is,
Hi, Jack. It's good to see you again. Are you ready to get down to business again after spring break?
Not really, but I guess I don't really have too much choice, do I? And it's going to be particularly hard to get back to work since I just had the most fantastic vacation ever.
Really? What did you do?
I went kayaking on the Klamath River.
what is the topic of conversation 2?
One more time. I told you this one is longer. One more time.
Number 2. The first part of conversation 2 is,
Hi, Jack. It's good to see you again. Are you ready to get down to business again after spring break?
Not really, but I guess I don't really have too much choice, do I? And it's going to be particularly hard to get back to work since I just had the most fantastic vacation ever.
Really? What did you do?
I went kayaking on the Klamath River.
what is the topic of conversation 2?
A kayaking trip.
Okay. Just that idea. Jackie, do you have extra information?
It's similar, but I
Hmm?
a fantastic vacation
Mhm.
and probably a this man have a, ay, ¿cómo se llama? Arrest about the
Mhm.
his job.
Okay. Yeah. Well, your idea, you are brainstorming, lluvia de ideas. Excellent. Okay. Yes, excellent. Right. Now, all your ideas, you need to fix them into a title. Finally, what's a topic? It's a title. Okay, so I am going to take the first idea, a kayaking trip. That idea is really cool. Okay, now I just need to complement it or complete it. Okay, what is the complement? The person. A kayaking trip, a man took. And now the title, the topic is like more complete. All right, so come on, girls, write that idea. A kayaking trip a man took. Ok. All right. Ya tuvieron dos contactos. El tercer contacto debe de ser ya un poquito mejor formado. But this one is more information, girls. Ok. So escriban todas las ideas que tengan, escríbanlas ahí. Y después fórmate un solo título. Only one topic. 1, 2, and 3.
Number 3. The first part of conversation 3 is,
Did you read the article that the professor assigned for tomorrow's class? It was really interesting.
No, not yet. What was it about?
It was about pollution, specifically one kind of pollution called acid rain.
what is the topic of conversation 3?
One kind of pollution called acid rain.
That is just perfect. One kind of pollution, sorry, called acid rain. It's a nice topic. Okay, now, this is the tip number 1. When you listen to the title of a conversation, it is a probability that you can have an idea what the conversation will be. In the number 1, it's about the job. In the number 2, it's about the trip. In the number 3, it's about one kind of pollution. Okay, so the book is telling you, you know what? Listen in these longer conversations, the title. And that can give you one idea. Okay, girls? Correct?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. Okay. Voy a llegar hasta la segunda parte hoy. Ok. Para ya no adelantarme tanto con Eleonora, porque si no ella le va a perder el hilo a esto. Right? Okay. Return, girls. Now return to the page 61. Are you there in page 61?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So now, is skill 18, anticipate the topics. Recommendation number 2. You are going to listen the 3 conversations now completely. Okay, now, You can see over there the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes? The numbers in the letters A, B, C, and D, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what you have to do, girls, is again, read all the options from 1 to 5, A, B, C, and D. And while you are listening to the conversations, if you listen one idea, similar, for example, in the number 1, you will listen 2 ideas. 2 ideas. Okay? Very similar to the lines A, B, C, or D. My recommendation number 2 is circle those ideas. They can be 1 or they can be 2. Okay? Continue. And the conversation is in order. Okay? When you listen in the number 2, again, circle the idea or ideas. The number 3, the same. 4 and 5, practically the same. Why is circling ideas? Because when you listen to the question, it is easier for you after you listen the question to say, pues the answer is this one. And maybe in the number 1, that again, you circle 2 answers. When you listen to the question, this one is the answer. You will have the security to say, this is the correct answer. This letter. If not, it is impossible unless you have a really excellent mind and you can memorize 90% of the conversation. Yes, you can memorize. When the questions come, you can have this ability. The number 1 is this one, the number 2 is this one, the number 3, 4, and 5. If not, the recommendation is circle the ideas or idea.
I see.
And then the question comes, it is easier for you to identify the answer. Correct, girls?
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. So let's start.
Conversation 1. Questions 1 through 5. Listen to the following conversation about a part-time job.
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
Then you've come to the right place. The Campus Employment Office is here just to help students like you find jobs on campus.
I'm glad to hear that, because I really need to start earning some money.
Let me ask you some questions to help determine what kind of job would be best. First of all, how many hours a week do you want to work?
I need to work at least 10 hours a week, and I don't think I can handle more than 20 hours with all the courses I'm taking.
And when are you free to work?
All of my classes are in the morning, so I can work every weekday from noon on. And of course, I wouldn't mind working on the weekends.
I'll try to match you up with one of our on-campus student jobs. Please fill out this form with some additional information about your skills and leave the form with me today. Then you can call me back tomorrow and maybe I'll have some news for you.
Thanks for your help.
Number 1.
And then here you have the questions, girls. Okay? It's in automatic. Yes, if you remember the exam, when the conversations finish, automatically you have the questions. So the book is not giving you like too much time. Right, so I'm going to repeat this. Otra vez, vayan circulando información que tú escuches que sea igual. No debe de estar necesariamente igual, pero sí la idea de una forma similar. Sí, circulen, si son 2 ideas, está bien. Cuando venga la pregunta, tú vas a tener más precisión porque las ideas que se repiten son las respuestas a la pregunta que va a venir. ¿Sí? No te va a preguntar algo que no venga en la conversación. Por eso es que te estoy diciendo, circúlate esas ideas. Y así van en orden esas ideas, ¿eh? No crean que están en desorden. O sea, de la 1, luego pasa la idea número 2, bueno, información número 2, información número 3, 4 y 5. Entonces, escuchen otra vez y circulen. 1, 2, 3.
Conversation 1. Questions 1 through 5. Listen to the following conversation about a part-time job.
I'm looking for a part-time job on campus.
Then you've come to the right place. The Campus Employment Office is here just to help students like you find jobs on campus.
I'm glad to hear that, because I really need to start earning some money.
Let me ask you some questions to help determine what kind of job would be best. First of all, how many hours a week do you want to work?
I need to work at least 10 hours a week, and I don't think I can handle more than 20 hours with all the courses I'm taking.
And when are you free to work?
All of my classes are in the morning, so I can work every weekday from noon on. And of course, I wouldn't mind working on the weekends.
I'll try to match you up with one of our on-campus student jobs. Please fill out this form with some additional information about your skills and leave the form with me today. Then you can call me back tomorrow and maybe I'll have some news for you.
Thanks for your help.
Ok, so then, here comes the questions. La primera vez que yo lo hice, chicas, yo circulaba en cada una. Tengo aquí, todavía es mi libro, por eso no les paso las fotos. Yo tengo circuladas 2 ideas. Ya después de que viene la pregunta, entonces ya fue más puntual para mí. So now, here comes the questions.
Number 1. What does the man want to do? Number 2. Where does the conversation probably take place? Number 3. How many hours of work does the man want per week? Number 4. When can the man work? Number 5. What does the woman tell the man to do tomorrow?
Okay. Question number 1. What is your answer, girls?
Letter
What does
A.
the man want to do?
Letter A.
Find a work on campus. Exactly. Where does the conversation take place?
Letter C.
In a campus office. How many hours does the man want to work?
Book.
Book. Yes, book.
Yes, book.
Exactly, book. How often does the man may work?
Book.
Book, afternoons and weekends. And what does the man have to do tomorrow?
Letter C.
Tell her some news. It's only one option? Yes. No, girls. Letter dinosaur. Conquer. Okay, conquer. Right? But check gears. It was easier for you to identify the answers. I'm pretty sure that in the number one, you select A and B. In the number two, it's only one option. Letter C. In the number three, you select B and C. In the number four, you select maybe A and B. And in the number five, you select A and dinosaur. Those were the two answers that you probably select. When the question comes, it is easier for you to identify the answer. Correct, Gears? Okay,
Yes,
now,
teacher.
chéquense ahí abajo que dice, what is the topic of the conversation for questions 1 to 5? Looking for a job on campus. And in the skill number 20, check the title. Looking for a part-time job in campus. I mean, the title is similar. Now, abajo dice, you can guess this because of the following clues. Work on campus, employment office, students, and job. According to the book, tú debiste de haber anotado estas ideas ahí y entonces ya pudiste haber determinado, pues this one is the idea. So this is the tip for these conversations which are long. Okay? Yes, Gears?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so it's going to be impossible to continue with the conversation number 2. Tomorrow we start, okay? And this is the process for this week. This kind of exercises. And we are going to be repeating and repeating. Okay, so thanks a lot, girls, for your time. And see you then tomorrow.
Thank you, teacher. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.